I wonder how safe you feel to speak your truth. For me, I've gone through such a journey of accessing my truth, listening to my truth, and then being able to share it with others and feeling that it will be heard or received. And what does that actually mean? You know, what does it mean to feel safe? What's going to happen if I speak my truth and it's not received? Where does this come from? And I've really explored this fear of speaking truth, because the fears are usually quite irrational. You know, they're the fear of being rejected or of abandoned or told that I'm wrong or that there's something wrong with me or what else? You know, they're like essential, like survival kind of needs that we have, that if I speak my truth, I won't get them. And where does that come from? So really that starts from birth. Like when we express ourselves and our truth as a baby, that's crying, right? And if we're met with a reaction of like, it's too much, or don't cry, or someone needing to fix it, then there doesn't feel a space to bring ourselves, to bring our truth. And we learn pretty quickly that if we want to survive, then we need to stop expressing our truth in some way. And that can be met in a really subtle way. That starts in a really subtle way. So just the reaction that we get, the reflection that we get, that maybe our parent is scared of our crying, or they have an emotional reaction to it. Then we learn this really quickly. And as we develop in childhood, when we start to speak, and we might say something that someone disagrees with, do we get punished for that? Do we get shunned for that? Do we get told that we're too much, that we're too sensitive, that, that wasn't what I meant? Does someone rush in to fix something, to change something? Or is there just a space to be heard in what we're experiencing? And that I think is what has guided my work with children so much. Really wanting to be a space where they can be as they are, they can bring their truth, and whatever their truth is their experience. And then they get to learn that they have a space, that it is safe to express themselves. It doesn't mean that all behaviors are accepted, and it doesn't mean that their expression will actually change the reality, but it does mean that their expression is safe. And this is something that I've been working with in myself in the past few weeks. As always for me, it's a feedback loop between what I do with the children and learn from them, and then what I can do with myself and bring from myself. And it's an ongoing journey, but in the last few weeks I've really gone to a new level of seeing, am I allowed to say this? This level of honesty of myself, this level of sharing what's within me. Am I allowed to bring this to someone else? How will that be received? And I'm understanding that it's not about safety from the outside. It's not about knowing that someone will respond in the way that I want them to respond. It's about feeling safe inside of myself, knowing that I will not abandon me. That do I feel in integrity with myself to say something? How am I going to be if it's not met in the way that I want? Will I still be okay? What am I needing from sharing something? And it's really a practice. It's kind of a commitment to myself. It's a devotion to myself to speak my truth. And also a devotion to the kinds of relationships that I want to have. So if I'm saying I want to have in my life relationships where every person is allowed to express their truth. And through that, we develop intimacy and we develop evolution. You know, the more that we bring our truth to each other, then the more we develop and deepen and get to know ourselves and each other and learn how much space do I have to hold my own truth and to hold another person's truth. And it brings in all kinds of things like respect and boundaries and honesty. And all of these things are kind of scary because we haven't learnt them before, because we haven't practiced them before, because they challenge these parts in ourselves that were not met well in the past, that were not met with acceptance. And whatever kind of childhood you had, I had an amazing childhood, I have amazing parents, and still it wasn't part of the understanding of that generation. It wasn't part of the society at all. It's still not part of mainstream society. We're doing edge work here. This is edge work to understand that a child's experience affects their entire life and to be that safe place for them. That is edge work. And doing it now as adults is also edge work. We are pushing our own limits of how safe can I feel within myself to share what is within me with someone else. So I would love to know where that meets you. Where are you pushing your edges with that? How safe do you feel to share yourself? Are there boundaries around that that you're meeting at the moment? And I just want to say, I definitely have my boundaries around it. I have my boundaries that I'm learning all the time with it. It's not appropriate all the time to share my truth, and it's not appropriate all with every person, and it's learning, to do it in ways that I feel safe, that meet me in the places that I want to be met for myself. So I would love to hear where that meets you. Have a great week.